My name is Evan Wang. I'm a probation or licensed immigration advisor with AIMS Global. Today I'm speaking to Xinyan about student visas and how to navigate some of its common challenges. Hi Xinyan, thanks so much for joining us today. Today we're going to be discussing student visas. Shall we dive into the discussion straight away then?
Sure.
So I guess one of the first questions students often ask us is what sort of courses they should choose that offers a viable pathway to residence?
There's a lot of courses they can choose that offers a viable pathway to residence, but I think a great place to start would be like the long-term skill shortage list. When students come here, it's always better that if they come here with the goal of what they want to do after the student visa. At some point, if you want residency, you need to know where you want to go and then retrace your step backwards and then choose the course.
When they apply for residence, right, do the jobs have to be on the long-term skill shortage list?
Absolutely not. I'm going to talk about skilled migrant category, which has been closed for a year now, so everything I'm saying now was in the old skilled migrant category.
Right, yeah.
You got extra points for being in area of absolute skill shortage. So there were 10 extra points. For more years of experience, you could go up. You got extra points for it. But you don't need the job to be in the long-term skill. It could just be a skilled job. And as long as you met the points, you could file it, no problem. In the new SMC, we'll see. Time will tell and see what's prioritized and what's not. So we'll see.
Right. And for the second part of our discussion, shall we have a more look into the nitty-gritty part of the visa application itself?
Yes.
So the first part, I think, one of the provisions under the Immigration New Zealand's instructions, right? It says students must prove they have genuine access to maintenance funds. So what does genuine access to maintenance funds mean?
So I'm gonna answer that with examples because it's best explained with examples. Genuine access. If you're filing a student visa and you're showing funds from overseas, that would mean the funds are there, not here. That would mean that you don't have genuine access. So that's an example where genuine access would not be met. The instruction would not be met. The funds need to be accessible here. Then there is, along with the same instruction, there's one called genuine source of funds. So you can't get money from your friends and show it as living expenses.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. So that would not be considered a genuine source. I mean, those are just two examples. But in order for the genuine funds requirements to be met, you must have genuine access and genuine source together. And only then the financial requirements of the student visa are met.
Right. And speaking of funds, right, there have been some rumors spreading around about the possibility of it goes all the way up to 20k in Auckland. Is there any truth to that?
Let me just rephrase that a little bit. So there's a lot of speculation that's in the market that the living expenses for Auckland would go up to 20,000, but it is a speculation. It might have come out in an official manner at some point. It may have come out, but there's a student visa checklist that came out in February or January, I can't remember, earlier this year, and it still has 15,000 for all of New Zealand. So I think for now, if we can put the speculation aside, it could happen. 15,000 is here to stay for a while.
Right. Thank you so much for explaining that. And I guess the next part is probably the most important part of our today's discussion. So in the instructions, it says temporary visa applicants, including student visa applicants, they must demonstrate their bona fide, right? So what does bona fide mean? And if you could you explain how would students be able to demonstrate it?
Bona fide or bona fide, however you want to call it, means that you, from an immigration perspective, when the immigration officer is assessing it, means two things basically. That you are not going to breach the visa of your conditions and you are not going to be unlawfully in New Zealand. Underlying that, it means you have genuine intentions for applying for the visa category that you're applying for. In a student visa sense, it usually comes down to the choice of course. Immigration wants to know that you are, why you're studying the course, that they have reasons to believe you will fulfill the course, you will actually complete it, how the course fits into your longer career plan, how it fits your previous profile, and if it doesn't fit your previous profile, why you chose it. There's like a whole lot of things that go into bona fide because it's a holistic assessment. It's not like one thing or another. I'll also pinpoint this one issue that we see very commonly in applications. Is that students have a lot of times we're getting student visas where they haven't declared their previous declines. and that's a challenge we constantly come across with
Yes,
students, like
definitely, yes.
that should we declare it now, should we don't? Absolutely declare it. Because the instructions they say, the character instructions, that if you provided false and misleading information to Immigration New Zealand, if you had an intent to mislead, and it's the intent again that talks to bona fide, while it's a character issue as well, it kind of ties all of it together. So that's one of the things that I thought it's very important for people to know, that if they haven't declared previous declines in not New Zealand, other countries, if they haven't declared it previously, they should declare it now, and they should provide a little bit of explanation as to why they didn't declare it. For all it could be an innocent little mistake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think just around the issues, immigration will often use a method of balance of probabilities. I think that pretty much sums up what you just mentioned about
They want to know whether you provided
issues.
false and misleading information just by chance, by accident, or were you intentionally trying to mislead the immigration officer? And you know what? We get cases on both sides, so there you go.
Right. I guess that sums up our today's discussions very well. And for any further inquiries, please feel free to contact us. And for all the Chinese viewers out there, please feel free to message me. I speak fluent Mandarin, and I'm more than happy to welcome you to help you with any other questions you may have on this type of visa applications. Thank you so much.